Welcome to our cross-reference tutorial on managing groups. In this video, we'll walk you through the fundamental steps of configuring and utilizing groups within cross-reference. In cross-reference, contacts can belong to one or many groups. Some of these groups are system groups, and some are manually added. The system groups include customers, suppliers, employees, service personnel, referrals, and superannuation funds. These 6 groups are somewhat special. When you add a contact to these groups, they trigger their own screen where you can make choices about the contact in relation to that role. Other groups are simply a matter of whether a contact belongs to them or not, but they serve important roles nonetheless. The account manager group, for example, indicates that if a contact is added to this group, they could be assigned to a customer when you create one. The support level 1, 2, and supervisor groups are used in the support screen to handle customer issues. Adding a person to these groups will make them available in the support screen drop-downs, and they may be the person who receives information about the customer issue. The person tasked with resolving the issue is a member of the support level 2 group. And finally, people assigned to perform quality control and ensure that customer issues were dealt with appropriately are from the support supervisor group. Adding and removing contacts from groups is straightforward and is done in the contact edit screen. If you want to add a contact to a group, you click on the user icon with a plus symbol. If you want to remove them, you click on the user icon with a minus symbol. If you set a contact to inactive at the contact level, they won't show up in drop-downs across the software, regardless of their group affiliations. However, it's crucial to understand that a contact can be globally active while being inactive within specific groups. In such cases, their involvement is restricted only within the context of those particular groups. Feels like I lost you a bit there. Let me explain it a bit more with an example. So the contact active setting acts like a master switch. Setting it to inactive is like deactivating all their roles in one go, regardless of individual role settings. Now let's say you have a contact who's both a customer and an employee. They decide to move on from the employment role, but you want to keep them as a customer. In this case, you'd leave the contact set to active. The customer role would be set to active while switching the employee role to inactive. So really the only change you made was setting the employee to inactive. This would mean that they remain an active contact, continue functioning as a customer on sales screens, but conveniently disappear from places where an employee would typically show up, like payroll, but their history would still be available. Hope that helps. Don't stress too much about it now. As you start using the software and see this in action, it'll become clearer. So let's continue with groups. There are some dependencies to be aware of when adding contacts to groups. For instance, a contact must first be added to the supplier group before they can be added to the referral group. This is because a referral may be a contact who receives commissions, and they would need a creditor account for that supplier invoice to attach to. Similarly, to add a contact to the service personnel group, they must first be either an employee or a supplier so we can pay them. And finally, to join the superannuation fund group, a contact must first be a supplier so they will have a creditor account. This is because in payroll, we will automatically attach super payments to their account, and we will need to pay them at some point. Cross-reference provides a variety of predefined groups, but if you find the need to create a new one, let's walk through the simple process. Navigate to Administration in the menu. Under Administration, select Maintenance. In the Maintenance section, find the box named Contact Group Maintenance. The number displayed indicates the current number of available groups. Click the More Info button to view the list of groups. Notice that some groups have Edit and Delete buttons, allowing customization, while system groups have no editable options. To add a new group, click on Add New Contact Group and enter a meaningful group description. Click Save, and your new group will now appear in the list. Return to the contacts list, and you can see the newly created group in the groups filter. Keeping your contacts organized will prove beneficial now and in the future when we ship even more features and reporting tools specifically for groups. In summary, managing groups in cross-reference involves understanding the different types of groups and their functions, knowing how to add and remove contacts from groups, and being aware of the dependencies that exist when adding contacts to certain groups. With this understanding, you're well on your way to becoming a cross-reference group management expert. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, we're here to help you make the most of our platform. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us using the About screen in Xreference. Our team is ready to assist you with any inquiries or support you may need.